Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for tarot scopes again. We're going to be doing the tarot scopes for the sign of Libra. That's Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising for the month of July 2025. So before we get started, I just want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you for joining this wonderful community of like-minded souls. I think you're going to really like it here. To my tried and true, have been with me for years. Thank you for walking this path with me. It's been quite a journey, has it not? And for my patrons on Patreon, thank you so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And for my new members on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for joining. It's going to be a great time. There's more to come, more deplorables for the basket of deplorables, more adorables for the basket of adorables. If you want to know what all that's about, you can check out my channel. I do have a lot of previous readings that I've done on different people using the system that I use. So if you're interested in that, please do join me. Okay, let's get started with the astrology. All right, so let's move to Virgo. Not Virgo, sorry. That was just on Virgo. Let's move to Libra. All right, so this is the astrology for Libra. And you can see on the right-hand side that we have a picture of the Tower card. Why is that there, you might ask? Well, July is the seventh month, and we're in a 9-year, a universal year. And so if you add those two vibrations together, we get a 16-7, which means July is a time of illumination, of tower moments, of crumbling of old structures that no longer serve uh, and 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 we are lit up, literally lit up by a bolt of lightning, and that lightning comes from spirit. That lightning is here to remind us who we truly are, and we need to embody that, embody our own spirit. All right. So you, as a Venus rule sign, we'll start with Venus. Venus actually starts the month in another Venus rule sign, Taurus. It's only there until the fourth, but right before it leaves Taurus, it makes a conjunction to Uranus. Venus and Uranus conjoining at the 30th degree of Taurus on the 4th of July. I know, the 4th of July. And then it moves into Gemini, which for you is actually a little bit better because it's a trine, it's a trine energy to you. And so Venus moving through the ninth house of truth and justice in Gemini conversations, you're a sign that is the epitome of justice, really, and the epitome of balance. So there is that disruption right at the beginning. That could be the tower moment for many of us, the 4th of July, the United States birthday and all. Um, but once that shock is happens, then things move forward and there's more understanding around it. Now it is in your eighth house of shared resources. And so this could be connected to, it could even be connected to um, you receiving money from, a relative that passed. It could be an insurance payment uh, out. You get the eighth house is the house of insurance. It's the house of death and rebirth, inheritances, and the like. It is also a deeply emotional house, and really kind of where the rubber meets the road when it comes to relationships, because it's in that house that we share both our resources and our physical body. So it's an intense place. It's an intense place to have a conjunction, but that's where it's happening. Um, Mars, the planet of action, is moving through your 12th house right now. The 12th house is the house of your self undoing. So as Mars moves through there, make sure you're your best friend. It is in Virgo. Virgo is about perfecting things. The South Node is also in that house, and so um, that is a place of releasing. So you can use that Mars energy to release things that are no longer true, no longer serve. Um, it's sort of cleaning out your karmic closets. So there may be a little bit of a mess to clean up, but just keep sweeping. It'll make its way out. The sun starts the month in Cancer. That's your 10th house. So you're very visible as the month starts. It moves into Leo on the 22nd, into your house of friends and associates, networks, and the like. We also have a new moon in that house at 3 degrees of Leo. Now that's going to happen at the end of the month. The new moon happens on the 22nd, I believe. Let me just take a look. The 24th, the 22nd is when the sun moves into Leo. On the 24th, we have the new moon in Leo. It is your house, it is a house of goals. And so you can have some new goals. They can be creative and the like. We do have Mercury retrograde there, so there can be some issues with communication, or especially in groups. So you have to be real careful about that. The first part, the Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th. So the first part of the month, things are going good. Second part of the month, things can get a little bit more complicated. You might just have to go over some things with the group that you're in. And then on the 11th of August, Mercury goes direct, continues to move through Leo, and then moves into Virgo. So things will move on. Things will move on. Um, we have Jupiter now in the sign of Cancer. That just moved in last month on the 9th of June. And Jupiter expands, and it's in your house of career. So, this could be really fantastic news for you. You have Pluto in your house of creative self-expression and romance. So you might have a lot of fodder for your creative endeavors with that. Um, let's see. The full moon, actually, this is incorrect. The full moon actually happens in your fourth house. It's happening at 19 degrees of Capricorn with the sun in your 10th house. This is your parental 10th, fourth house is the parental axis. It's your axis of security. So there's going to be an illumination around that. It feels from your astrology that things are a little bit unsettled this month. You are a sign that indicate that wants balance in all things, and we're in such chaotic times. It's really hard to keep that balance. The best way, I think, is to just do these little incremental changes and try to stay in the middle of things. Try to see things from both which you are really good at, seeing both perspectives. You just don't want your scales to be doing this, right? Because that's going to make you sick to your stomach, and who needs that? All right. So let's look at a cards here. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Oh, I did not. Sorry about that. Saturn and Neptune actually are changing directions this month. They are both now in Aries. They've been moving through your house of relationship. So perhaps you've met some new people. There's been some new opportunities. Now they're going to start to move backwards. They're going to be in that house all month. Um, it's still Aries. It's still about new things, but certain things are going to have to be reviewed. And then eventually they're going to move back into Pisces, into that sixth house of yours, before they move for good into Aries, and that's going to happen in February of next year. So, but we still have a lot of opportunities with those two planets in the house of relationship. You are a sign that values relationship, and of course, the seventh house is the house that Libra rules. So, um, and Libras like people with original ideas. So, a lot of original ideas coming in at this time. All right, let's see what the deal is though. Let's take a look with the cards. Let me just stop the share here. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot for you guys. Let's see what the story is with the tarot cards, because the astrology seems a little, well, the astrology is challenging for all of us, but it seemed a little bit more challenging for you. You could probably say, I attest to that. What is that thing that they do in the religious things? Is it they testify? You know better than anyone what it's been like, right? Okay. We start with, so sorry. We start at the tower. So this is going to be quite an illuminating month for you, Libra. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but know that this is who you truly this requires us to be who we truly are. Who we truly are. Let's see the challenge to the tower. Oh, yeah, loss, sorrow. Um, one of the things that I had said to owner and I were doing a full moon thing for the full moon in Sag for June, and I said to her, I feel like we are going into warp speed, and we just have to sort of go along for the ride. And so there is a challenge not to hold on to the grief, although that is a challenge. That is a challenge. Nobody likes to see anybody suffer. Yeah, so we have underneath it all, we have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. So there is a sense of victory, but with victory, there are spoils, right? The spoils go to the victors, but it's still spoils, right? It's still, uh, it's victorious, but it's like, at what cost was that victory? At what cost? Um, we have an ending. This is the past. We have an ending and a new beginning starting. So something has come to an end, and it seems like it's come to a spectacular end with the tower and the world card here. Let's see what's in the sky. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of fighting, right? And the like. This is in the sky card is what spirit wants to say. There is it's somewhat like a melee. It's like nobody really wants to hurt each other, but they can bruise each other pretty good. But there's a creative spark to this. It's like people are arguing, and out of that comes some sort of creative idea. So even though you don't really like disruption and you like peace, there is a value to upsetting the apple cart, I think. Let's see what's in the immediate future. The moon. This is tough stuff, guys. I'm sorry to say. There's a certain amount of lunacy. Something is coming up from beneath the surface, and you're gonna feel this is coming up for you. Something that was hidden, maybe even from yourself, is coming up from the surface. We do have Mars in that 12th house, and that could be the initiator of that. But it's about it coming up and then you releasing it, you letting it go, and not getting caught up in it, not getting held down by it. Uh, how others see you suffering and anxious. Your domestic situation is Chronos. Chronos is the devil card in this deck, and it's about like a feral power. I know it's like the devil card in other decks, but in this deck, it doesn't really have that connotation. It really is. It's an urge for living. Yeah, maybe getting down and dirty in order to do it, but it's an urge for living. It's being in your body, feeling those feelings, um, really sort of feeling the human condition that you're in. Hopes and fears, the Three of Pentacles. Help! Help from the experts. You're hoping for that. So am I. And then the Hanged Man as the outcome. Wow, you got a lot of major arcana. A lot of people are getting a lot of major arcana. This says, look at things from a different perspective. Look at things from a different perspective. It is necessary for you to do that. That there isn't much you can do about the changes around you, so you need to focus on what you can change And you need to look at it from a different perspective because otherwise it could be too, I think, overwhelming for you. Let's see what's underneath it. We have the Emperor, which is having dominion over your life, which can be a struggle for Libra because Libra is so oriented towards the other that they sometimes don't feel like they have dominion over themselves. But at the root of this is having dominion over yourself. Four of Swords is about rest from toil, and the Nine of Wands, which is about healthy boundaries. So you are required to both have dominion over yourself, take a rest. This is very intense energy. I want you to take care of yourself, and then you'll be ready to take on all comers. But this is, I have to say, this is kind of a disruptive month for you, Libra. And um, again, ultimately, though, it's based on a victory over something for you. This could also be somebody around you who's not really right, if you know what I'm saying. And so you want to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Okay. All right. Let's see what animal oracle comes up. This is going to be interesting. I think this will be a little bit of a linchpin. So let's see what it says. What animal does Libra need to be aware of? What animal spirit wants to say something to Libra in this very transformational, we could call it, challenging time? This is the third time I've gotten this. Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. I'll read it. Obviously, Dear Spirit is a big deal this month. Okay, I'll hold it up so you can see it. Bring a gentle touch. This is the time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of Dear Spirit, and you will do, and you will, sorry. Follow the way of Dear Spirit, and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. You generally don't put your own needs first, though, so be aware of that. I'm going to read the protection message because the cards were pretty challenging. It says, Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Lest you agree with something, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything that you're uncomfortable with. You have a solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it might be easy to offend someone today or take offense because someone is lacking diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. Mm, yes, absolutely. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive today, you need to have a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. So you are going to have to stand strong in your own power here. Um, you're going to be able to do it. It's just, it's a tower. It's a tower. It's a tower month. So, all right. That's what I see, Libra. Good luck with all of that. I think you're going to be okay, even though during the process you may not feel okay. There are people who will support you. There is community to support you. You are not alone in this. Know that and tread lightly. Have yourself safe, a safe month. Okay, take care, everyone. I'll see you again in August. Namaste.